All right, let's see what is out there for this week. First, let's go with the weekly chart. SPY is having kind of like an inside week right now. Oh wow. I think main level on SPY is probably gonna be those 400s. I think if we lose those 400, which is this level over here, we're definitely gonna drop hard. We're doing kind of like a double top on the weekly, so it can go probably like this. Where are you? It probably can go like here, here, and then reverse down all the way to the neckline, which is basically a 376. Big possibility of that happening. So wait, I want to go with this one over here, pat. So it's gonna go like probably like this. We're basically doing a double bottom with a bearish divergence. So yeah, there's a big possibility of reversing down. And if that happen, if the double top actually trigger, we're probably gonna go all the way over here. We have an inside week, so it's gonna be a little volatile this upcoming week. I might actually put a reminder at 400, which is the level that to watch crossing down. I think yeah, I think that's probably what's gonna happen. Hold on, I want to show you guys this is basically what I'm looking at, this over here, the double top with the divergence. So yeah, I think we're probably gonna see something like that if we reverse back down. So that's the thing that worries me a little on SPY. If we actually bounce from here and break the highs from this week, which is basically 417, there's a big possibility of basically bouncing back up all the way at least to 420. I think 420 is probably the main level to watch, which is this resistance over here. But yeah, it looks like we're probably gonna see a little more reversal. Again, this is the most important trend right now that I'm looking at. I haven't seen so much bearish flow on SPY, but since we're doing kind of like a double top with the divergence, then there's a possibility of reversing that. So yeah, a lot of stuff actually looking like that. So you know, we need to see. Hold on, let me draw a trend on the daily at least. We kind of like breaking down from that trend though. So actually no, we haven't tested that. We haven't tested that bottom yet. Is this one over here actually? So yeah, we haven't tested that bottom yet. Bottom is, again, it's gonna be around 400. So I think it would drop those 400 for sure. We're gonna reverse hard. Right now daily is kind of like a little bearish, but looking at the 4 hours, kind of bouncing. We're from where we usually bounce from. Next level is probably gonna be those negative 1.31. It's extremely down actually. It's extremely down, but I usually actually bounce from there. So that's the deal with SPY. Alright, let's take a look at stuff for tomorrow. Let's see what's showing kind of like an inside day on the daily, and maybe we can actually trade that. I'm gonna leave this here just for future reference, just in case. Alright, so I know these three that I choose on Friday, three that I choose on Friday have inside days. So I'm probably gonna use maybe those. And I know Nike, the main thing on Nike is probably this. We're still trending inside that descending wedge, basically on Nike. We fill that gap. So I think there's a little more possibilities actually breaking out this week, maybe tomorrow. So This is something that I'm gonna be looking at. Let me update the levels on this thing. For sure, those 120, 150 might be good for puts. This is actually no. 122 actually is gonna be my level for puts. We close over it, and there's a lot of resistance on that level. It's a whole number two. We also had candles bouncing from there. So 122 is gonna be my main level to watch for puts. Under that, next one is 120, 150. Then we have the bottom of the gap, the previous gap, which is basically 120, 120, 120, and then we got to 120, 121. So yeah, that seems to be the levels for puts. Calls, I might go with 122.60 or even 123. Probably gonna go with 123, which is the bottom of the previous box. I think it would break that. The next one is gonna be those 123.80s, and after that we have this little rejection here at 124.14. So yeah, probably gonna go with a trigger at 123 on this one. Kind of doing a double bottom maybe. Yeah, seems to be. So yeah, 124, 123 for calls, which is this level over here, and then 122 for puts. Let's take a look at the 4 hours on this thing. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. This is actually really good, and we are literally trending at the bottom of those 4 hours. So we kind of like usually bounce from there. So there's a possibility of going up. This one had a double top. The first target was basically those 124, but ended up actually breaking down. There's a possibility if we break down to go all the way to 117, 118, which is this candle over here. That's the day that we kind of like had those box opening. Everything had kind of like a big candles opening. So I think that's a pretty good level. You see, it's basically the top of this box over here and the bottom of this one. So there's a possibility of going down here, probably. Let's see anyway. I do like it for calls a lot. But again, everything is gonna be actually looking at SPY. So, but I do like it a lot. I think if we actually break out from here, my main target is gonna be those 125 on this one. Let's take a look at flow on this one. Let's see what's showing. I know this one actually get pretty good flow. Yeah, pretty good actually. 122, 122, 122. So we kind of have like 3 days accumulation on this one. Remember, every single time that we actually have a lot of accumulation, remember what happened? We usually get kind of like a crazy move. That thing that happened with Coca-Cola on Friday, maybe we get something like that on this one. So I want to look at it. But yeah, those 122 seems to be a pretty good accumulation. So I think this is probably gonna be one of my favorite picks from Monday. Also, we have the Super Bowl, so and this is kind of like a sport, clothing company. So yeah, maybe we see a little more movement on this one for sure. So 123 for calls on this one, 122 for puts. Hold on, I want to see him flow, like regular flow. Something is showing on this thing. 130 call came in. That was for Friday. So not much. Let's clear the filters. Let's see. Nike. Well, a lot of puts came in. Let's go with ask only, no meet. Yeah, a lot of puts came in. So there's a possibility of breaking down though. There's a big possibility of breaking down from there. Let's go with a higher premium. 20,000 maybe. This one is good. We're talking about 800 contracts. Not such a huge amount, but it kind of look good. We had this one also. So it's 50-50 kind of. I think they're probably waiting for triggers basically. But yeah, kind of looks like 50-50. Yeah, it looks good. All right, let's take a look at now at the other ones. I'm gonna go probably with let's take a look now at WVA. I like this one because the inside day was some kind of bouncing again from the bottom of that flag, so maybe we see kind of like a nice movement to the upside. It was actually pretty strong on Friday. If you see over here, we actually had a pretty good recovery. So maybe we see something like this, like a more continuation to the upside in this one. Yeah, I do like it a lot. Let's look at 4 hours. Kind of like crossing up on the 4 hours. We're also getting a little more buying pressure on the previous cycle. So maybe, yeah, we're probably gonna start trending to the upside on this one. Let's go all the way over here, which is basically 37. We kind of like usually we trade this one around this level last week, so we might actually see something similar. Let's take a look at levels on this thing. All right, so for sure we're gonna go with this one, 4 levels, 3640. On the die is gonna go to 36. Actually, no, I'm gonna go with the bottom of this one, which is basically 3630. That's the bottom of the box, also. So I think breaking that is gonna send us down hard, probably over here to 36.710, and then around here, which is basically 36.11. For calls, probably gonna look at 36.60 around there. We have actually a lot of resistance around these levels. We have basically this one, these 2 candles over here. We had this one actually kind of bouncing from there. We also, the last candle basically from Friday was actually rejected at that level. So I think that's probably a pretty strong level to watch. So yeah, breaking those 36.58, 36.60. The next one is gonna be this one, which is basically 36.67, and then we have 36.74, which is this level over here. Over that, we're probably gonna go to the top of the box, which is basically 37. Let's take a look at flow on this thing. Filters. Now. That's a really good flow to watch. 36.50, 36.55. So yeah, this one is still getting a lot of accumulations at these levels too. Damn. 36.50, 36.50, 36.70. Yeah, it looks actually really good. Alright, so yeah, for sure, 36.58 for calls, 36.30 for puts, inside day, bouncing from the bottom of the trend. Pretty good support around there too. So yeah, looks like actually good. I think we broke down again. We're probably gonna go all the way over here to those territory, but still, yeah, it looks good. I like it. So 36.58 for calls, 36.30 for puts. What's the next one? I'm probably gonna go with Bank of America for the next one. I think we've been doing really good on this one lately. Pretty good recovery back on Friday. Ended up actually going back to 35. I think we did puts on this one and we did calls. Let's look at the one out. Yeah, really good actually recovering. It broke down from that ascending wedge that we have before. So maybe we get continuation on Monday. At least all the way over here. So might actually look good for puts. We just literally separating on the daily right now. We look at the 4 hours. Oh wow, we're about to cross, and we're actually testing similar levels. So maybe we get like a little short bounce all the way to maybe those 36. Yeah, we usually bounce around this level. So yeah, I think probably I made a little rebound from here. Maybe go back all the way to those 36. Yeah, 4 hours looks actually pretty good. Let's take a look at levels on this thing. Probably gonna go with this one, 35.47. Breaking that is gonna send us down to 35.40. Then we have 35.34, and then we go down all the way to 35.25. So yeah, probably gonna go with those 35.47. For calls, 35.64 maybe. This one over here. breaking that is gonna send us up to 35.74, which is actually pretty freaking crazy movement on this one. And then we have this one, 35.80. Yeah, it looks actually pretty good for the bottom and the top. So for going down, going up. Again, look for hour, looks like it's actually probably gonna bounce around here. So let's take a look at Bank of America flow. So 35.50, 35.40, 35.70, and 36. So there's kind of like 2 days accumulation of those at the same level that we are sitting right now. So yeah, maybe we see something like something up on this one. And again 35.64 for calls, 35.47 for puts. Let's take a look at live flow on this one. These are the puts that came in like 3 days ago, back on Wednesday, I think it was. And actually, they ended up going to 100% because they got in at 36.60 and it went all the way to 36. I think those actually ended up going to 100%. It was actually pretty crazy movement on this one. I think it's this level over here. It basically came in around here, you see? And it went all the way down to, basically went all the way down to the money. Damn, yeah, these people actually did more like 100%. I think they did like 400%. Crazy. So yeah, this one actually was a pretty good flow to watch. There's nothing else actually for the next 15 days. So for sure, 35.64 for calls, 35.47 for puts. I think there's gonna be probably like a short bounce all the way to those 35.80s, and maybe we start actually bouncing back to the downside and go back, maybe retest those 35s again. 4 hours is actually looking for a bounce, so up all the way to those 35.80s and then reverse all the way back to 35. So let's see tomorrow anyway. But it does look good. I think it's probably one of my favorite for tomorrow. I'm actually put it there with Nike. Alright, so let's go with the next one. Again, doesn't have an inside day. It has kind of like a hammer candle, pretty good recovery, but we're still out of that big trend, so I think there's more possibilities of dropping down. So anyway, next one is gonna be CMCS Comcast. This one had an ascending wedge or flag, and ended up actually breaking down from there. These puts ended up doing like 130%. Freaking insane. You can see it here on the hourly better. We kind of like broke down from there. Went all the way over here, I think. Yeah, all the way over here. 38.50s. This section over here, from here to here, basically gave us like 50%. Then reversed back up. The next day, actually kind of got up. The next day, there was a gap between 39.16 and 38.70. And I ended up actually covering that gap again. It went from 39.19 down from that trend of again, so all the way to 37.87. Those 38 puts ended up actually in the money, and they did, I think, like 120, 130%. It's actually a pretty good one. But now that we have kind of like an inside day, how's the inside day on this one? How's the candle? Bullish candle on the daily. Let's update the levels on this thing. There's kind of like an ascending triangle right now on the hourly, more like this. So there's still the possibility of breaking down again and keep having continuation to the downside. Yeah, something like that. What's the, we're sitting at 38.38. I'm probably gonna go with those 38.50 for calls, maybe. For puts, for sure it's gonna be those 38.14s. I think if we break that, we're gonna go to 38, which is this level over here, and then we go to the lows of the the lows on Friday, which is basically, sorry, the lows on Thursday, which is basically 37.86. But it has kind of like an ascending triangle right now. Yeah, for calls, yeah, definitely those 38.50s. Oh, wow, this one actually respect really good those whole numbers basically. So 38.50 for calls, which is this level over here. breaking that is gonna send us all the way to 38.66. Damn, which is the bottom of the box at the previous section. And then over that, we're gonna go to 38.83. I'm probably gonna go with 40C on this. The spread is freaking wild on this stock, so you have to. I mean, if you go in, you have to be extremely careful. But it does look good though. Again, we break down. There's major support here. There's actually pretty good support here. At those 37.80s. That's actually really good support. That we actually have a lot of candles passing by there. But if we pro from there, we're probably gonna go all the way to 37.40. So I think it looks good. It looks really. I mean, it's not gonna be my favorite for Monday because the spread. But if you get it right on this one, you can actually make pretty good money. I did actually really good on this one on Thursdays and Fridays, so on puts. So maybe we see more on this one. Let's take a look at flow on this one. It's still getting a lot of dart pool, like a lot of dart pool. $38.30, $38.50s. So it was still trending almost at the same levels as the past couple days. How's the 4 hours? Look at this thing. Well, look, another one that is actually approaching levels where you usually bounce from. I've seen a lot of stocks like this on the 4 hours. You see, we actually kind of bounce here, and we're approaching this one. So maybe we see something up. We basically also have a bullish divergence on this one. We've been getting less selling pressure on the past 3 cycles, so I think this one looks good for calls, like really good for calls. We actually bounce from here. We're probably gonna aim for that 0 level, and maybe get more buying pressure than this cycle. So yeah, 38.50 for calls, 38.14 for puts, like calls more than puts. I think there's a possibility of taking the whole candle. So it looks really good. It looks really good. I want to see the hourly MACD DIMA. I didn't see. Yeah, you see, we've been getting less and less selling pressure. So now we just need to break this level over here in the hourly, at least the 0.09. If that happened, we're probably gonna go at least here, 38.80. Let's see anyway. The only thing I don't like about this again is the spread. The spread is actually a little wider. Alright, so this one, I like it for calls a lot. I'm probably gonna go here. So Bank of America is gonna be my main one for tomorrow. I like this one. If I actually get a pretty good bid on this one, it's gonna be good. Nike, I'm gonna wait for that breakout. If we break out from there, we're probably gonna see a nice movement up. Actually, wow, I didn't look. Now just looking at Nike, that's why I like to take some time shorting. But look at this. We basically have this over here, and now it's trending here. So right now we're kind of doing a double bottom, like this one over here. You see, like the double bottom within divergence. That's what we're doing right now on Nike. So we literally did kind of like a double bottom with a lower bottom, and then bounce back. I think if we break off from this, we definitely gonna see a crazy movement to the upside. Like again, my target, whenever we get something like this, we tend to have the target. The first target is gonna be the middle, the neckline, and the neckline on this one is basically sitting at 125. So if we see that, there's a big possibility of going to those 125. Crazy possibility of going to those 125. Hold on, let's take a look at the MACD DIMA is actually similar trend. Yeah, we're basically having literally almost the same thing. We had the divergence here. Basically, we're dropping, and this thing was actually going. So yeah, it does look really good. Again, my target is gonna be 125, which is this level over here. 123 for calls. All right, so that's probably just looking at this formation right now. That's probably gonna be my main target for tomorrow. How's the spread on this thing? I need to check and wiggle a little. Maybe I'm gonna go with 126, 127 calls since those are cheap, and since it's been having kind of like a lot of consolidation for the past 3 or 4 days, probably IV is gonna be pretty low. So I think once that we break up to the upside, we're gonna go again 4 hours. Look at those 4 hours. We actually testing it again, where the level we usually bounce from. So this one's probably my favorite for tomorrow. All right, so let's keep looking. Lyft actually is looking good. Crazy reversal. It's literally kind of like support right now. 10 might be actually the main level. I want to actually put a. This is what I saw on Lyft. Well, first let's see if we see any crazy levels. I mean, crazy flow on this one. Well, we kind of got this at literally at the same levels that we are right now. The last one. That was at 2:30. Wow, yeah, pretty weird time to go in. Let's take a look at. Let's take a look at flow on this one on Lyft. This is what I saw. This is insane. This is an insane flow. We're talking about 14,000 contracts, right? Almost 1 mil in premium. With when the OI was basically 4. So this is actually an insane flow that came in. I like it a lot. I think there's actually kind of like a small reversal that can happen, maybe at least to those 12. So let's see. So far actually kind of like descending triangle on the hourly, really small candles after that big drop. Actually, it's kind of like flag. Yeah, it's a bull. It's a bull flag. I got some longs on this one, but I need to break those 1054. If that happened, the next one is gonna be basically 1090, which is actually a pretty high level. There's a lot of freaking movement to go up on this one. After that, we have the main resistance, which is basically 1120. We also have kind of like 11 resistance there. This is basically where we bounce from. So maybe we get rejected there. But if you look at the 4 hours, where's the 4 hours actually sitting at? Holy Jesus Christ, all the way over here, negative 2.5. I think the last time that we saw something like this, it was here on the earnings, and you kind of see that we kind of like recover after. We ended up actually downtrending the next couple days, but on the following day, we kind of like did a recovery. You see over here, we basically went from 2036 all the way up to 23. So I think we probably see something like that. It's literally the same movement that we had on Google. If you look at Google on Friday, that's why actually the Google was my biggest position on Friday, on Thursday, and end of the day Thursday, and it did basically the same thing. If you look at the 4 hours, it actually went down there only once in the past, this level over here, and it was actually also I think similar to earnings. You see over here that it basically went down there, but then the following day actually rebound and ended up actually running from those 126 all the way back all to 131. And I think it did basically the same thing. We dropped all the way to 93.70, ended up actually running back all the way to 96.76 with a 3% movement recovery. So we probably see something like this on Lyft tomorrow. We need to have kind of like a relief bounce. That's probably where I'm gonna exit. But again, it has to. What usually happens is that it actually keeps dropping the next 2 days. I think main support is actually at 970.10. So that's probably where we might be the best time to actually go long. But right now I'm actually betting on a little bounce tomorrow and take like 30, 40, 50% and move on. Like I did with Google. Let's take a look at levels again on this one. So yeah, for sure we need to break those 1054, which is basically the main hourly level to watch. If that happened, the next one is gonna be basically 1090s, 1080s, and then we have 11 for puts. Sorry, we had this one over here. For puts, 1020. But I think the best thing is just probably wait for confirmation of a rejection or a breakdown on that bullish flag. So maybe 1016, which is this level over here. That might give us confirmation on a breakdown. That happened, then we're gonna go to 10. You can see it here. And then we had 995, which is just this one over here. I think that's probably gonna be the main support right now on LIF, around 10. But there's a possibility of going down all the way to 984. So yeah, but I do like it a lot. I think I mean, again, that flow that came in was actually insane flow. 14,000 contracts. So yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye on this one for sure. It has, like I said, I have a swing on this one. Next one is probably gonna be Walmart. I'm gonna get. I'm still holding calls on this one. This one had an ascending wedge on the hourly. Also had kind of like an inverse cup and handle, but ended up actually invalidating that inverse cup and handle on Friday when it broke up from those 142 and ended up actually breaking to the upside from that trend. This one actually did really good. We enter, I think, around here actually, 140, 142.40, around here, sorry. And ended up actually going all the way to 144, 143.95. I went with a swing on this one because I didn't want to risk it. I didn't want to actually risk it in a weekly since it was Friday. But that swing ended up doing like around 80%. So from here all the way over here, 143.91. We are extremely high. So there might be a possibility of reversal. I actually took profits out a lot. So I think there's might actually be a reversal on this one. Probably gonna go with those 144. Needs to break those 144. Break that 144. The next level is actually all the way over here. Wow, 140, 144.60. There's a lot of resistance around that level, and then we go to 145, which is basically what we got rejected before, I think. Yeah. Let's look. Yeah, look at this. Jesus, those 144.60 has a lot. But yeah, 145 seems to be the next level. For puts, I might actually go with those 143.28, which is this level here. We break that. Next one is gonna be this one on here, 143 actually, which is this one over here. And then we have this little one on the way over here, 142.80. Under that, we're definitely gonna drop hard all the way to 142.45. Premiums are cheap on this one, so might actually be a good play for puts. Again, we are extremely high on the hourly, extremely high. How's it for hours? We just broke the zero level. We positive. We are approaching the level where the first level we usually actually reject. So maybe we see something like that. That's 0.75. After that, we can go all the way to 1.83, which is actually this. Last time that we actually had a similar run from the zero level all the way to 1.73, we basically went from 140 all the way to 147. So 7%, 6% actually. We kind of did a double bottom. You can actually see it here. This is basically the first bottom, second bottom. So there's a possibility of going to this 145, which is basically the neckline of that double bottom. So that's why I love doing a kind of like a double bottom or double top play, because I kind of give you an idea where it's actually gonna go. That's why I like Nike so much for tomorrow. But yeah, this one actually is a little overdue for a reversal. But there's still that magnet at the neckline of that double bottom, which is basically 145. Let's see tomorrow. I do like it, but it's not gonna be my main target. The last one I think I'm gonna be looking is probably gonna be Coca-Cola. This one, if you see over here, if you actually play puts with me on Friday, we did 120% puts. From that breakout of 59.59 all the way to 58.91. That first candle gave us 130%. The situation with Coca-Cola is that on Friday premium actually doesn't move much. It was kind of like lagging, but ended up actually doing good. Right now, if you look at the daily, we kind of like trying to get back inside that trend. Let's take a look at 1 hour. We still ended up actually under it. So might actually get ready again for puts. Probably 49.50. I mean, sorry, 59.50 for puts, which is this level over here. Then we go to 59.40, and then we go down all the way over here to 59.30. This one have earnings this week, so we're probably gonna see an increment on IV. For calls, I'm gonna wait for those 59.74. There's a lot of noise around these levels over here. So it's gonna be a little harder to break all that. Maybe even wait for at least 59.90, 60 for a breakout, because that every single time that we actually break that, we ended up actually running really good. So, but definitely, there's a probability of going testing. This is basically a new trend around there. There might be a possibility of breaking down and testing the bottom of that trend again. How's the 4 hours looking on this thing? Yeah, it's a little flattish. Little selling pressure though. Little selling pressure. But we've been diminishing and buying pressure. So if we break down again, we're probably gonna have a nice sell-off anyway. Last time that we actually broke down from the positive section, we ended up actually going from 61 to 59.20. But again, the most important thing is that it's actually out of the previous trend and it's actually forming a new trend. So if we break down again, I think this is probably what we're gonna head down to, those 58.90s. But it has earnings this week, so it's gonna be a little risky to play because IV, even though usually in earnings it kind of move like 3% only, so it doesn't move so much. So yeah, there's a lot of things actually. There's a lot of things for tomorrow, but I don't want to actually go in, crazy with anything. Again, this is probably gonna be my favorite for tomorrow. Bank of America again, because that amazing recovery from Friday, this level over here, it's actually still out of the trend, so there might get continuation to the downside. I like this one a lot because that ascending triangle, and because of the 4 hours, we're actually about to bounce to the upside on this one. We're usually testing those levels that we usually bounce from, and WVA also looking really good. So I think we might actually definitely see some movement again. I want to actually review SPY a little more because I know a lot of you guys weren't here when I review SPY, but this is what I'm seeing on SPY on the weekly. I know it's a little full, but you can probably see those levels good. This is what I'm seeing on SPY. We're basically seeing a double top with a higher top, so basically this. So there's a big possibility of breaking down though. There's a big possibility. We also have an inside wick. I think the main level that I'm looking at for puts and SPY is basically 399.94. The thing that I like about a bullish movement is that we're back at those negative 3.7, and every single time we actually are down there, we kind of like bounce pretty good. So I think there's still a possibility of going back up to those 413s, 414. I actually went with 430C for April. Just betting to see we actually kind of like start bouncing back on the 4 hours. I think I sold some around 18%, but I'm still holding almost half of the position. Because one of the things that I've been looking at is basically that we are actually accumulating less selling pressure compared to this cycle over here. Now we kind of like bouncing from the bottom of this negative 0.3, negative 3.4. So I think if we actually break those 0.60s on the buying pressure, I think we're gonna run a little harder. But that double top in the weekly kind of like scares me a little. That double top in the week. So yeah, this is basically my watch list for tomorrow. If you guys want to short something, I have a little time now because if you want to drop ticker on the chat, I kind of like look at it and you know, kind of like draw the levels for you guys in case that you guys want. But I think I'm mostly done with my watch list. I know we have the Super Bowl today. That's one of the reasons that I'm doing it this afternoon and not basically waiting for the evening. But yeah, if you guys want to drop anything, just drop it in the chat, and I'm probably gonna shout it for you right now. I have a little more time. Anyone? Let's take a look at the daily one more time. All this stuff. Yeah, everything actually kind of like broke down. American Airlines 2, Jesus. American. This one actually is good though. Pretty good recovery. Ended up actually filling that gap from before. DKNG. Yeah, everything actually kind of like broke down. Jesus. Lose it. Pfizer looks good. Pfizer looks really, really good. The thing with Pfizer is Google. Hold on. So Google, I cover it, but let's keep an eye on this. Right now, we kind of like have still that ascending triangle. I took profits on Google mostly out already. We kind of like an ascending wedge or flag. So there's a possibility of breaking down. Again, this is the play for from Thursday to Friday was basically this. It was basically mostly on the 4 hours. If you look at the 4 hours, we are trending at those 3.7, negative 3.7. The last time that we actually trend around that level was back in April the last year. And if you see over here, it was basically this level over here. We went down, and then from those 126, we actually ended up actually reversing back up all the way to 131. Ended up running like 5%, but then immediately after, ended up actually dropping down. So the play from Thursday to Friday was basically to wait for a bounce, and it basically did. It kind of like it was forming this kind of like this triangle on the hourly. This one over here. This one over here, and ended up actually breaking up and getting rejected those 95s, 95.80s, 96.80. Took profits out a lot. I think I'm holding still like 10 contracts only, but they're extremely cheap. So I'm probably gonna see if we bounce from here. There's a possibility of going back up to the top of that flag. Remember, that's what usually happens. We still had to reach to main resistance, which is basically those 95.50s. That's what we actually got a lot of rejections the other day. But I think if we break that, there's a possibility of going up over here. If we break down, we're gonna go probably to 92.30. There's a lot of noise around these levels going down, so there's actually pretty harder to go down. But I think this is probably, if we break down from that flag, this is probably where we're gonna go. Under that, then we're gonna go to 90, 91, 90, around there. So it's you have to be, if you're holding calls, you have to be extremely careful with this one. I think if we break those 93.65, we're gonna drop hard. There's pretty good support on those 93.87. But 94, 93.60, that range around there is actually the slippery part where that we break down, we're probably gonna go down hard. That's what I think about Google. For calls, if you wanna go in for calls, the safest bet is probably gonna be 96, which is this one over here, because we can go to 96.80, and after that we have big possibility going up, big possibility going up. But yeah, on the 93.60, keep an eye for this one. You can actually drop harder. 4 hours looks extremely down. But again, we had a similar situation back on April, and we ended up actually reversing back down the next following day. So keep an eye on this one. I think if we break those 93.60, puts might actually be the best choice. There was a lot of flow on Google. People still betting hard. You see over here, for move up. I think the only put that came in was this one, and it was for this Friday, the past Friday. But there's a lot of 100 calls that came in that is basically betting to go up on this week. So I think this is something to keep in mind. So 96 is might be the level. Actually, I put an alert on 96 just in case. Crossing up. And 93.60 crossing down. All right. There you go. All right. Next one. Someone's asking about Intel. I haven't played Intel. I've seen a lot of Intel puts lately, but I haven't played Intel in like a long time. It's still, this one doesn't move much. I think when was the last time that I played Intel? Oh Jesus Christ! Back in April last year. Damn. Yeah, if you see, I don't have much levels on this one, so I haven't played this one in a long time. Let's take a look at the daily one time. Look kind of like an ascending wedge right now. We have kind of like a two trends inside one. We have basically this one over here, and we have kind of like this over here. But then we had this one over here. We did kind of like a double top. This top over here. We basically did kind of like double top with this one with a divergence, bearish divergence. It's over here. You can actually see it here. This top is actually lower than this one, and we kind of like were down trending, and the stock was actually going up. So we kind of did like a double top there. Well, under 27.30, we're probably gonna drop hard. There's a pretty good support. We actually had this over here. We're talking about the daily. Now we can see at the hourly. We are kind of like bearish right now. We just crossed the zero level. We're getting a little selling pressure, but not so much on previous cycles on the daily. So maybe we see something soon. Let's take a look at the 4 hours. Kind of like bouncing from the level we usually bounce from. You can actually see it here, 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 here. So it kind of look that we might actually get a little bounce up on this one. If we can hold this level, I think we need to probably go to 0.19, 0.20, 0.25, something like that. Maybe break those 0.18 on buying pressure. Let's take a look at levels on the 1 hour at least. We kind of have an ascending triangle right now on the 1 hour. Actually, symmetrical triangle, sorry. Something like this. Top of the box is basically a 28. I think premiums are cheap on this one, right? Yeah, premiums are cheap on this one. Probably 27.89. If you break that, it's gonna go to 27.90 probably. 27.90. If you break that, it's probably gonna go to 28. So it might actually be a good idea to play 20 AC for Friday. It needs to break those 28 for sure, because if you see, that's basically the top of the box. If you break those 28, 28.10 is the next one. And then we have 28.20. Well, yeah, let's go for uptrend. It just needs basically to break those 28. So 27.90 for calls. Keep a crazy eye on those 28, just in case you get rejection. We have whole numbers, and we also have candles passing by. Alright, for puts, 27.62, 27.54. There's a lot of resistance around these levels over here. I think 27.62 might be the best level to watch for puts, because it's not, first of all, it's not so far out from those 27.50, so it might actually, give you kind of like a nice return if you make it down to those 27.50. And if you break those 27.50, then it can drop down all the way to those 27.30, which is basically the bottom of the box. But for puts, 27.62 that's gonna put us out on that symmetrical triangle on the hourly. Um, there's also kind of like a head and shoulder over here. This is a shoulder, head, second shoulder around here. If the breaks those 27.34, it's probably gonna go to those 27. There's a freaking huge levels around here. So, but yeah, for calls 27.90, for puts 27.62. I know it's a pretty far out space in the middle, but the thing is, there's a lot of candles passing by around there. Let's take a look at flow on this thing. I think I saw a lot of puts for this one. This came in for, wow, 2 weeks out. 2 weeks out. 1,000 contracts. Not so much though. It's not so much. 32,000. So yeah, 26 puts. I think they're betting on a continuation of that head and shoulder and a breakout from those 27.34. Again, if that happens, it's gonna go all the way down here, 27, at least the bottom of the trend, which is basically 27. And then if it breaks down, you know, this thing is gonna drop hard. This thing is gonna drop really, really hard. So, so yeah, I think they're betting on that. Let's take a look at dark pool on Intel. I haven't seen Intel in like a long time. This one I guess doesn't get much dark pool. Oh wow, this one is actually pretty big. 3 million shares, 27.73. So that's probably something to keep in mind. How many days of accumulation? 2 days. We had this day and Thursday. So, but this one is big. 3 million shares. That one is huge actually. This one too, 1.6 million shares. So that day actually got a lot of flow. The thing is, you can see here basically this was probably a selling flow because it was actually called 28.24, and then we have another flow that came in at 27.73. Price is actually lower, so we need to figure it out. This is basically a selling flow. Same as this one. That's what you need to probably figure it out. But it has a lot of flow. Actually, it has a lot of flow, like a big quantity flow. Whenever you get something like that and you get kind of like a 2-day consolidation, that means that there's expecting kind of like a hard movement. It happens with Coca-Cola basically. Remember, we had a lot of freaking flow coming in for Coca-Cola, and then it happened to movement on Friday. So keep an eye on this one though. Still, they're betting hard for a trend to the downside. But yeah, 27.90 for calls, 27.62 for puts. Symmetrical triangle. 4 hours. It's bouncing from where we usually bounce from. Getting a little more buying pressure, but it actually needs to break this 0.15. That happens for sure. It's gonna see nice movement up. Okay, I think I'm mostly done for today. Again, my favorite for tomorrow is gonna be Nike. I'm gonna go with them with Bank of America, and I'm between CMCA or WVA as my third one, but my first one is gonna be Nike. I also like Walmart's a continuation, but I'm gonna wait for a breakout to the upside on this one because there's a possibility of reversal. But yeah, I think I'm mostly done. I'm gonna actually do the videos and post it on Twitter in case you guys wanna review it later, and I'm gonna actually post the link about this stream. So thank you guys for pausing, and I hope we do actually good tomorrow. Take care.